Hello, everyone, and welcome to the St. Ignatius College Prep College Fair. We are very excited to have you participating in this event with us. We have some fantastic schools here with us today to share more information with you. Each will have 6 minutes to share as much information as they like about their respective colleges. Then afterwards, we will go over some questions. My name is Clarissa, and I will be your facilitator this evening. Before we get started, I do have a few housekeeping items for you. Your camera and microphone are turned off so the panelists cannot see or hear you. There's also a Q&A button located at the bottom of your screen that you can use to ask us questions at any time. If you do have a question for a specific school, be sure to mention them within your question. And lastly, this session is being recorded and will be available afterwards at strivescan.com/Ignatius. Now, without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to our first institution, which is College of the Holy Cross.
All right. Hi, everyone. My name is Chris Seeger. I'm with College of the Holy Cross in Worcester, Massachusetts. If you haven't heard of us, we are located, well, actually, I'm guessing you probably have because you're a Jesuit school. We are Jesuit as well. So I'm used to being in other fairs. But yeah, we're located about 45 minutes from Boston, 3 hours from New York City. We are an undergraduate only liberal arts college. Worcester itself, if you're not familiar with it, is located, in a really great place in the heart of central Massachusetts. In terms of just the location of Worcester is the second largest city in New England. So it's larger than Hartford, it's larger than Providence, and it's just a really great location. Definitely an up and coming city. It's also very much kind of a city town, a college town itself. There's about 10 other colleges and universities here as well. So it's a great space to kind of meet other students from other colleges, and you're even able to take classes at some of the other schools like Assumption, like Clark University. So I'm going to jump into a bit more about Holy Cross. Holy Cross is a college of about 3,000 undergraduate students only. So I think, one of the things here that really distinguishes us is that we are undergraduate only. So if you're looking at schools, when you come here, please know that you're not going to be in an environment where you're competing with other graduate students or PhD students for opportunities related to maybe research or internships. Your classes will never be taught by, student teaching assistants, for example. So all of your classes will be taught by professors. They could be at kind of larger public and private universities more focused on the research, but I think, what really brings them to Holy Cross is the ability to really be in the classroom with you and to mentor you. Kind of going along with our smaller size is the student to faculty ratio, so which is 10 to 1, and then the average class size, which is 18 students too. So you're definitely going to be in a place where the focus is on you. It's a very student-centric environment where, a lot of times faculty members are really there just to kind of like facilitate conversations and discussions in the classroom with you. If you come to Holy Cross, please expect to graduate in 4 years. So we have a 93% graduation rate. We're really proud of that. I think what really attracts students to Holy Cross is just a really supportive environment. So even though it's a really rigorous academic environment, it's not rigorous in a sense where you feel like you're in a cutthroat kind of environment and you're competing for opportunities, but you're really in a place where you're really competing with others to be your best self. So, if you're at Holy Cross, it's not only about, obviously you, but it's really about you and the world as well. So I think Holy Cross is a place where, we want students who really understand that with education comes responsibility, and that's the responsibility to serve and the responsibility to make sure that others around you are flourishing as well. So we want students who are going to come here and understand and really just have a very strong sense of ethical citizenship, responsible citizenship. So kind of as we go along, I'll talk more about kind of experiential learning opportunities, but for now, I'll jump right into academics in terms of our program. So you can see here just a list of our programs in the humanities, the social sciences, natural sciences, and then world languages, literatures, and cultures. At Holy Cross, every student comes in undeclared. So you're kind of already one step ahead of everyone else because you don't have to worry about, maybe changing your major a year in after you maybe don't like what kind of track you're on. So at Holy Cross, you don't actually have to declare your major until the end of your second semester sophomore year. Students major and minor, they double major. So it's very much in a place, where you really tailor your education to what you want to do. You can self-design programs as well. You'll see pre-professional tracks up there. So we don't have like a pre-med track, for example, but you're following like a pre-health track, and you're really relying on our pre-health advising and our other professional advising advisors to really help you through. The 3-2 engineering program is run in collaboration with Columbia University. So it's a really great program. I think one thing that really distinguishes Holy Cross, and one of my favorite things about the school, is the Montserrat program. Montserrat is a first-year seminar program. What distinguishes it from other programs is that it's a full year long, and like other first-year seminar programs, the focus is on the development of your critical thinking skills, your oral and written communication skills. But this is also tied to a living learning experience. So you and the same 12, 13, 14 other students that you have in that first-year seminar class live together in the same residence hall. And you'll see some of the different first-year seminars up here. So if you're looking at maybe music, sound, environment, or a natural food in America, those first-year seminars fall into the theme, into the thematic cluster of the natural environment. And I think one of the things that's really cool about this is that each of the 6 different themes has 5 to 8 different first-year seminars, and within the same residence hall, you and all of the other students who are part of that same thematic cluster all live together. So it's really nice that you're coming into an environment where there's a real shared experience there. It's a very active environment. We have 100+ student groups as well. Varsity sports are big here. About 1 in 4 students are varsity athletes. We have 27 Division I sports. On that note, kind of tying back into Holy Cross, your education is about you and it's about the world. We're actually ranked 2nd in the nation for long-term study abroad programs, so that's something that we're really proud of as well. And just kind of to wrap things up in terms of admission in aid, you can see our deadlines here. ED1, early decision 1, is November 15th, and then our early decision 2 and regular decision 2 decision plans have the same deadline. I think one thing I really want to focus on here is that we are test optional. We've been test optional since 2006. So this is something that was not a reaction to COVID. So you can see our application checklist here, and I look forward to answering questions. So thank you very much, and I'll let the next school jump in.
Thank you very much, College of the Holy Cross. Up next, we have Fairfield University.
All right. Hello, everyone. Good evening. My name is Margaret Morell. I am the representative for Fairfield University. I am also an alum from Fairfield. I graduated in 2020. I'm also the representative for the Midwestern area. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. I'll put my contact information in the chat. But just to start off, we are located in the heart of Fairfield, Connecticut, in southwestern Connecticut. We're about 40 miles outside of New York City. So a lot of students will actually take the train into New York for different internship opportunities or different cultural experiences, whether it be going to a museum for a class or an event going on in the city. A lot of our students will go into New York for those different opportunities. We're also located about half an hour away from some other major cities in Connecticut. Stamford and New Haven are both about half an hour away. So again, our students really take advantage of their location to participate in the local area, but then also to achieve some of their professional goals, whether it be an internship or a job in one of those cities. To focus on the kind of local area of Fairfield, it is a suburban environment. It's a great downtown area, which has over 365 different restaurants for students to try. So you could literally try a different restaurant every single day of the year if you really wanted to. I always say your stomach will thank you, but your wallet probably will not. But a lot of really great things to do in the town. They put on a lot of different events that our students are more than welcome to go to engage in the local community. Also located about 2 miles away from campus is the Fairfield Beach area. About 50% of our senior class will actually move off campus and live in a beach house down by that beach area. So very popular for students to do, and again, take part in the area. We are guaranteed housing all 4 years on campus, but senior year is that first year that students can move off campus if they choose to. We're also a Jesuit institution, and as you know, going to a Jesuit high school yourselves, the Jesuit education really focuses on educating the whole person. And how we focus on that at Fairfield is through our Magis core curriculum. Through the core curriculum, students are asked to take a lot of different courses that may be outside their direct area of interest to grow their soft social skills, as well as their speaking and critical thinking and critical reading and analysis skills, to also show them maybe an interest that they didn't realize they had. When I was a student at Fairfield, I had one friend who was an accounting major and an art history minor, and he had never thought he was interested in art history, had never even taken an art history class before, but through that core curriculum, he was asked to take that art history class and found that real passion and real interest in that specific subject. So again, kind of exposing students to a lot of different areas of study to enhance their skills and enhance their knowledge of their direct area of interest. It also goes along with educating the whole person, because again, we want to expose you to a lot of different thoughts and a lot of different ways of thinking, so you can handle different projects or different ideas differently than maybe some other people. We also focus a lot on service for our students. Service is not required at Fairfield, but about 75% of our students do take part in some kind of service experience while at Fairfield. We have a lot of different options, whether it be local service at a food bank or volunteering at a school, as you can see on your screen here. We also have some service immersions as well over spring break and winter break. Winter break, our students have gone to Ecuador and the Dominican Republic in the past. And then over spring break, our typical immersions go to Kentucky, Philadelphia, San Diego, and New Mexico. Those have been postponed due to COVID, but hopefully will be coming back next year. We also have something called service learning classes. So through those courses, students can actually engage in the local community and in service, and it's woven into their classes. So they get that hands-on experience while on campus, while also serving their community. So now we have my favorite slide here to talk about, our Fairfield by the numbers slide. So this really tells you a lot about who we are here at Fairfield. Ones that I always like to point out are our undergraduate student population. We're at about 4,500 undergraduate students. We are considered a medium-sized school. That being said, we're definitely on the smaller end of medium, what I like to call a schmedium size. I find a lot of our students say that it's large enough where you can continue to meet new people throughout your time at Fairfield, but also small enough where you can build some really close connections with other students in your classes and with your professors. So to talk about classes, we have an average class size of about 20 students per class. That being said, when I was a student at Fairfield, I think my smallest class was about 8 students and my largest class was about 30 students. So there is a wide range with those courses, with that average being about 20. And we also have a 12-to-1 student to faculty ratio. So again, our faculty members are passionate about getting to know their students and really supporting their student learning while on campus, both in the classroom and outside the classroom as well. We also have about 1,200 graduate students here on campus. With our graduate students, a lot of them are involved in 5-year programs. So if you know you're entering into a career where a master's may be required, that's a really great option for you. Spend a little less money and save a little time that way. We also have all of our undergraduate programs here. If you have any questions about a specific major, I'm more than happy to answer any of those. And then applying to Fairfield, you see all of our required materials on the slide here. Interviews are optional, definitely a great way to show that demonstrated interest, which we do track. Any extra effort you put into getting to know us and us getting to know you. We are also test optional, like Holy Cross. We've been test optional for about 10 years now. So I will put my contact information in the chat. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out anytime, but I will hand it over to the next school. Thank you.
Thank you, Fairfield. Up next, we have Canisius College.
Hello and good evening, everyone. My name is Kayla Majori. I am a senior admissions counselor here at Canisius in Buffalo, New York. Like some of my fellow colleagues on this call this evening, we are one of the 27 Jesuit Catholic institutions like you are all so familiar with. What's really special and what makes Canisius stand out is our size and our location. We are a small institution in a huge college town. Being in the second biggest city in New York State, we are nestled right in Hamlin Park, which which is an urban setting. We have 2 subway stops on campus, lots of access for internships, jobs, but also all that social experience that students are looking for while in college. I'm going to dive right on into our academic experience for students. We are a liberal arts institution with 3 different accredited schools. So we have the College of Arts and Sciences, the Whaley School of Business, and the School of Education and Human Services. Within those 3 schools, our programs, we have over 100 to choose from within majors, minors, and specialty tracks. So we feed so many students into 4+1 tracks and getting you ready for those postgrad degree programs or potentially a job after graduation. Number one focus in our classroom are our professors. They want you to succeed. They are there to make sure that you're doing an internship, that you understand the material, that you're forming study groups, that you're doing research on campus. So our student to faculty ratio is 11:1, and our average class size is just about 17 to 19 students per class. Biggest class you will ever see at Canisius is maybe 30 students in a classroom. So your faculty will know your name, your fellow students will get to know you on a personal level in similar programs as you. It's just a really awesome working relationship. We feed up to 87% of our students into their top choice medical school and 86% into top choice law school. We have a 4+1 in our cybersecurity master's program. We have a physician's assistant's master's program at Canisius. We also offer a 4+1 MBA track. So many pre-professional tracks for our students. Moving into those tracks and what that looks like, just a quick little snapshot here that students on campus have the opportunity to dual major, possibly even triple major if you're really focused, and start that process early. So we want to make sure that you learn how to think and not what to think. We think that learning some of those transferable skills are way more important than the content that our students are learning. And that's what makes them so successful in the class, or after the classroom, in their jobs that they're getting into. Those transferable skills you can see are listed here, and we have our students take a core curriculum that will help to build on these skills, kind of that idea of modest or striving for more, taking an oral communications class, an advanced writing course, for example, and then fostering some of those key values that are so important to our Jesuit institutions, such as a diversity and inclusion course, an ethics course, etc. And here at Canisius, we are there to hold your hand every step of the way, no matter what it is. And our Grif Center for Student Success is the one-stop shop for all student needs academically. As an incoming freshman student, they are there to sit down with you and advise you to make your first semester schedule. And they are there throughout your 4 years and beyond after graduation. So they will help you to do job prep and things like that. They also have a tutoring center, testing facility on site. They help with career development, such as building your resume, working on our handshake, which is our own individual job board. They do like lunch and learns with alumni. They have Dress for Success days where they'll take students shopping with like discount codes to different stores like Macy's and things like that. So it's just an awesome career building opportunity for our students. And as an incoming freshman student, everyone gets a success team. So your success team is a professor in your academic major, your financial aid counselor, a mental health counselor, and then your academic success coach in the Grif Center, which is great. So there's always someone to check in on you. Outside the classroom, our students are filling their afternoons and evenings with so many different activities. That is really where the community comes into place, whether it's being in like a resident hall association or our student C block section, which is our fan base for athletics, or maybe participating in our Model UN, student programming board, a sorority or fraternity on campus. So many different options. There's something always for students both on campus and off campus. And I did touch briefly, but our Division I athletics, we have 20 D1 men's and women's athletic teams. Students totally rally around our athletic sports. Definitely is what keeps our community together. And going back to that subway line that I did briefly mention, just a few stops down on the subway line is our home ice for hockey downtown, right across from where the Buffalo Sabres play. It is a vibrant area that students love to hang out. There's great restaurants, nightlife, shops, outdoor ice rink for students to take advantage of, and then our home ice for hockey as well, which is really great. So just briefly, I want to talk a little bit about some of those next steps for my students. Anyone who is a senior, I do read all the applications for the Midwest area as well. I have all of Illinois, so I am that point person. Anyone who has already applied, I would have read your application. There is still some time to apply for this fall. We are on a rolling admissions basis and processing applications quickly. We are continuing to be test optional for our incoming students, and so you don't need that to apply. And then just quickly moving into my my juniors, we do take the common application, our Canisius application. It is free to apply. I just need your transcript, essay, letters of recommendation, and we are continuing to be test optional. And I'm just going to finish off briefly with a quick snapshot of our scholarships. All of this information is found on the website, but if you wanted a quick overview, maybe take a picture or screenshot of that. And I will drop my info in the chat as well. Thanks so much, everybody. Enjoy the rest of the program this evening.
Thank you very much, Canisius College. Before we go on to our next institution, I'd like to remind our participants that if you do have questions for any of these schools, definitely don't hesitate to put those in the Q&A down below. Up next, we have Merrimack College.
All right, let me see if I can screen share here. Okay, hi everyone. My name is Taylor Hart and I'm a senior admission counselor at Merrimack College, and we are located in North Andover, Massachusetts, which is just about 25 miles north of Boston. So it's a really great area, really nice suburb, really nice downtown area, commuter rail gets you right into the city, so it's a super nice area. And here is an aerial shot of our beautiful campus here. So just a few quick facts about Merrimack. So we have about 4,000 undergrads, 1,400 grad students, and over 100 different academic programs within our 5 schools of study. Those 5 schools including the School of Business, the School of Liberal Arts, the School of Education and Social Policy, the School of Health Sciences, and the School of Science and Engineering. And at Merrimack, we really want our students to pursue what they're passionate about and what they're interested in, even if that means studying within multiple schools. So you'll find that a lot of our students choose to double major, pick up minors, pick up multiple minors, and really pursue what they're passionate about within all of our schools, which is great. We have over 60 clubs and organizations to get involved in, and also we have about 24 Division I varsity sports as well. So it's a really great atmosphere to be a part of, lots of school spirit, and it's just a really fun place to be. We're also a Catholic Augustinian school, so we are not Jesuit, but we're one of only 2 of the Augustinian colleges in the United States, which is pretty cool. And we were founded in 1947. And in addition to that, most of us do call New England home, but we bring students in from over 38 states and over 47 countries as well, including Illinois. And by the way, I am the rep for Illinois as well, so I'll be reading all the applications and I'll be your main point of contact as well. And I'll put my information in the chat at the end. One of the most exciting things about Merrimack is that we are just continuing to grow. Over the last 10 years, we've doubled our enrollment numbers, which is something that we are super, super excited about. And it's a completely different institution than it was 10 years ago. We've been able to build new buildings, make new programs, bring in more students, and continue to provide the best college experience for the most amount of people, which is something that we're super excited about. And with all this growth that's been happening, we've been receiving different accolades from various sources. We've been named one of the best colleges for your money by Money Magazine, one of the best regional universities in the North by U.S. News and World Report, one of the most innovative schools, and also one of the best regional colleges by the Princeton Review. And for one of the most innovative schools, I think a big part of that is because we're actually an Apple Distinguished School. So what this means is that every student, when they come into Merrimack as a freshman, will receive their very own iPad, and that's included in tuition, yours to keep. And then your junior year, you'll receive the most updated version of the iPad, once again included in tuition, yours to keep. So it's really nice to be able to utilize that technology in the classroom for different projects, homework. It's also just less to carry around campus, which is always nice. And then for my students that are applying, so our early decision 1 and our early action 1 deadlines are both on November 15th. Early decision, is that binding agreement? So that's you telling me that you are 100% coming to Merrimack if you get in. Early action is not binding, so you definitely still have time to make those decisions, see all your financial aid packages, do all of those things. I recommend applying early action 1 if you feel really good about your freshman through junior year grades, want to get your application's done and out of the way and want to hear back around winter break, that would be a good time to apply there. But if maybe you didn't have as strong of a start your freshman year, but really started to turn it around and start to do really well, you know, sophomore year, junior year, and then first semester, senior year, you're doing really, really well, and you want us to see that, I definitely would recommend waiting until January 15th to apply, because that will allow us to see those extra grades from that first semester and see the upward trajectory and that full picture there. And then after that, starting January 16th, we are rolling. So what this means is that you can submit an application anytime between January 16th and August 1st, and then you should hear back from us within a few weeks. But one thing that I really, really want to stress for all of you guys is that we do have all these deadlines, but there's no one deadline that's quote unquote better than the other, no one deadline that's gonna get you in more or make you more eligible for scholarships or anything like that. We have all these deadlines purely for your convenience. And so you can select any of these and you'll be considered for admission, for merit scholarships, for grants, and all of those things the exact same, regardless of which deadline you select. So when you do decide to apply to Merrimack, you'll need either a common application, so we are on the Common App, or the Merrimack application. We'll need your high school transcript, we'll need a secondary school report, and we'll need at least one letter of recommendation from either a teacher or a guidance counselor. The one exception to that is if you're applying to our nursing program, which is one of our most competitive and most popular programs. We'll need one from your guidance counselor and one from preferably a science or a math teacher for the nursing program. So we'll need two there, but for any other all programs, just the one is required. And that's really all you need. You don't need an application fee, and we are actually test blind. So what this means is that you do not send us your test scores. They do not play a role in our admissions decision. They're not going to help you. They're not going to hurt you. So I always tell students to save your money and send them to other institutions that do look at them, because they truly, truly do not play a role in our admissions decision. But what we do look at, we take a more holistic approach in learning about our students. So we're looking more at your essay, you know, your academic achievement, so that GPA, strength of curriculum, just getting a sense of who you are as a student, but also outside of the classroom as well. So we want to know what you're involved in, and we want to know like what you're involved in school, outside of school, if you have an after school job, and we really just want to get to know you and see how you could fit on our campus. And so we're taking that more holistic approach, and we found that that one number for your one test score that you took on one day, this really doesn't give us an accurate representation of who you are. So we just decided to not include it in our admission process. With 99% of our students do receive some sort of grant or a scholarship when they apply to Merrimack. So just sending in your application, you're going to be automatically considered for those things. So you don't need to worry about filling out an extra application or doing something else. Really, all you need to do is submit your application as you normally would. And then our merit scholarships do tend to increase every single year. So that's also something that we're happy about. And we're able to give out $85 million in institutional grants to our students, which is something that's really exciting. And so we really want to make sure to do our best to put our best foot forward in terms of, you know, your financial aid package. That's something that is really important to us. And we don't want finances to be the one thing that's holding you back from coming to Merrimack. And so you can see the numbers here, but it's important to note that that total number is a sticker price. And so you're 99% of you are not going to be paying that sticker price. But like I said, you all are going to be considered for merit scholarships, financial aid, and all of those things. And then, like I mentioned, North Andover is a really, really great town. We are close to a lot of different things. So we're about 30 minutes from Boston. But if you take the commuter rail into the city, it could be quicker, might be a little bit longer, but it's definitely easier to take the commuter rail, I would say. We're pretty close to Logan Airport as well. There's farms, there's zoos, there's skiing, there's beaches, outlets, malls, a bunch of stuff within the close proximity, not to mention we're only a few hours away from New York City, 45 minutes or so away from Providence. So there's really, really a lot that's happening around campus. Not to mention on campus as well, we have a lot going on all the time. 75% about of our students live on campus, and we do guarantee housing all 4 years. So our students are always getting involved in our clubs and organizations and sports and intramurals, just in a bunch of different areas. So it's a really, really great place to be, really lively environment, and just a really great place to be. So you should definitely apply. But like I mentioned, I am the rep for the Midwest area. So if you guys have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. But with that, feel free to reach out, and I will pass it off to the next rep.
Thank you very much, Merrimack College. Up next, we have Niagara University.
Thanks, guys. Let me get myself, I haven't done this in a while. I'm a little rusty doing the whole presentation thing. All right, let's get this started. My name is, there we go. My name's Emily. I'm filling in for my coworker Morgan, who actually recruits, and she actually was just in Chicago in that your guys' area not too long ago. So I'm representing Niagara University tonight. It's nice to see my competitor on Canisius. How are you guys doing? Some quick facts about Niagara University. We're a four-year private Catholic Vincentian institution, so we are also not one of those Jesuits. Our brother schools are DePaul, which is located in Chicago, largest private, and then also St. John's, which is located in Queens and Staten Island. We are the oldest, and we also are the smallest. So we have just under 3,000 undergrad students and about 900 grad students. We're located 10 minutes from Niagara Falls, so it's right in our name. We do overlook the Canadian border every single day. We do have quite a few Canadians on campus as well. I think our students are excited the most because the border is finally opening up April 2nd with no restrictions, so they can finally go back over to the falls and hanging out over there. We do have over 80 different majors. These are all housed within 5 different colleges. One of them is brand new as of this summer. We have arts and science, our College of Business, our College of Education, which is fantastic, giving you that experience in the classroom first year, first semester, and then hospitality and tourism. And then the last one I did not transfer over is our College of Nursing, which is now our most competitive program. So it is a seat-based program. So as everybody else is saying, if you have any if you're still looking at colleges and you're still applying, please, nursing is our biggest one. As soon as our seats are filled, they are filled. We only have 125 for our incoming class, and that's including any transfers as well. Popular majors, anything from our College of Business, and that could be finance, accounting, anything, marketing, food marketing, and consumer packaged goods is one of the biggest ones. Nursing, all of our education programs, communication, criminal justice, and then also theater, which I'll circle back around to, just because there's some really good money in there. I have to do a little humble brag. We were voted #1 best value in the region for universities in New York, especially our Western New York area. We also pride ourselves that we're #1 at graduation rate in the Western New York area too. So our goal is to get you in and off campus as soon as possible so you can start your careers that you're looking into, whether that is a finance degree, whether that's hospitality and you're looking to work in high-end country clubs and stuff like that. Since everybody else is reviewing their application process, I thought I'd touch on that as well. So our application, similar to a lot of other people, we are on niagara.edu and then also Common App, and it is free to apply. We are still accepting applications because we are rolling admissions. Similar to everybody else on tonight, we are test optional. We have been for quite a few years as well, before it was cool with COVID. Materials, we're doing a holistic review as everybody else has talked about. So we're really looking at your application, the school that you're coming from, your grades, what courses you're taking, what your involvement in is, your essay, all of that's the important stuff. Also your letters of references, as somebody else mentioned, include one from your school. And then if you have someone else that you maybe volunteer with or someone from the church or a sport and a coach that you're close with, feel free to submit that second one. You're more than welcome to submit a co-curricular resume as well. I sometimes encourage that because it gets to know what you're doing inside and also outside of school. So what your involvements are, because not all of that's usually listed on your application sometimes. Scholarship opportunities, this is my favorite to talk about, is money, because that's usually what everybody wants to know. So our merit scholarships right now are ranging from $10,000 all the way up to $24,000 for this next upcoming year. We have tons of additional scholarships that are available. The biggest one, which also just went up this year, is our out-of-state scholarship, which applies to you. So it's $2,500 for all 4 years, and then $200 to book voucher towards your first year. You're like, $200 for a book voucher? That's not that great. But all of our books at Niagara only cost you $400 every year. So all of your books are rented. It's through the First Day program through Barnes & Noble. I think it's a pretty cool program. So all your books are rented. If there's a book that you want at the end, you can buy it out at the end, which is super cool. But again, only $400 for your books. And this is for every major. If you're biology, you know your books are going to be more than $400 and stuff like that. Legacy scholarship. So if you have a family member who has graduated from Niagara, that's an extra $1,000. Vincentian Scholar. So if you are heavily involved in your community and service work, which I guarantee you guys are, knowing your school, please submit to Vincentian Scholars. It's $5,000 per year. Marani Scholarship is $30,000 over 4 years. This is for anybody who is interested in the hospitality industry. It includes guaranteed internships, including in the Niagara Falls area too, since it's so tourist. And then finally, theater scholarship, $5,000 a year for our theater program. You do have to apply to the university, and then you do also audition for the program. And then when you're auditioning for the program, you're also auditioning for this scholarship of $5,000 as well. And this can be any one of the BFA programs, whether that's the performance side, production side, or also the design specialization. And then finally, everybody wants to know about scholarships. Do we have any more? We totally do. As long as you're applied and accepted to the university, you're going to hop in your Purple Pass account. You will soon find out we love the color purple. Just hop in there, search scholarship opportunity search, and it will narrow down from your demographics, where you live, what major you're looking for, and everything like that, and give you some scholarships to search through, so you don't even have to do the legwork. We do that for you. And of course, we're Division I for sports. So if you're looking to play Division I sports, we have quite a few on campus, including 3 hockey teams. So if you're looking to play hockey, we might be a good fit for you. But feel free to reach out. You're also more than welcome to reach out to Coach as well. More money. Again, I keep talking about this, but Eagle experience. So it's a $1,500 one time. All you have to do are the 3 things on the screen, which is super easy for you to do. And it's an extra little chunk of change in your pocket. Campus life, we sit on 164 acres. So there's always something to do on campus. And then you're also more than welcome. Please come up and visit us as I close up, as I see first coming back on. So please feel free to come up and visit us. We're a quick flight from Chicago. Come on over. We would love to have you on campus.
Thank you so much, Niagara University. Our final institution for this session is Fordham University.
Hi all, thank you so much for joining tonight. My name is Gerard and I am the admission counselor for Fordham University. Located in the heart of New York City, our students have the opportunity of choosing between 2 campuses. You have the opportunity of our green Rose Hill campus in the Bronx, or our more urban Lincoln Center campus right in the heart of Manhattan, across the street from Central Park, Columbus Circle, and all the great liveliness that New York City has to offer. At Rose Hill, it's 89 acres, fully enclosed, right next to the Bronx Zoo and the Botanical Gardens, and Gothic architecture as well. And Lincoln Center is the exact opposite. So you're able to, again, go maybe across the street and grab a bagel at Flame Diner, walk to Central Park in between your classes, or even study there, and also just have really amazing views of the Hudson River. Here at Fordham, we really are wanting our students to challenge themselves. So if you have a major in mind or not, that's okay, because our core curriculum will allow you to explore all throughout all of the broad interests that we have to offer here at Fordham. And because we are a research institution, regardless of the campus or college that you choose from, you'll have the opportunity to engage in resources such as study abroad, internships, also just maybe even postgraduate opportunities as well. We have 3 study abroad locations that are Fordham specific. We have one campus in London. We have another campus in Pretoria, South Africa. And we also have a third campus, in Granada, Spain. Our students don't just choose those 3 campuses, but we do also have partnerships with other institutions that our students can also engage with for study abroad. We want our students to be involved. You are in the heart of New York City. It would be a shame if you were just stuck into your campus dorm or your classroom all the time. So we really do encourage our students to get outside of the classroom, get off campus, and go see everything that New York City has to offer. We have over 220 clubs, and we also sponsor activities off campus, such as Broadway shows. You all may not be Yankees fans, but we also give out tickets to go to Yankee games as well. Maybe even want to work at WFUV, which is our public radio station, or join the Fordham Foundry for our students who are interested in the Gabelli School of Business, which is our hub for entrepreneurship, or even Acapella. Acapella is really huge on campus as well. But we have 21 Division I sports teams, and we also have club and intramural sports as well. What is a Jesuit education? I think we are not the only Jesuit institution on this Zoom webinar right now, but I think for Fordham, a Jesuit education for us is a promise of how you'll be cared for and what you'll be asked, to do with your abilities. Our core principles won't change much from you all from St. Ignatius, but again, care for the whole person, more greater for the good, and people for others. So admission, we use a common application. We have application deadlines both on November 1st and January 1st. You apply to one campus in college, and we are SAT, ACT optional for the fall of 2023. So you all will fall under that as well. What does it take to complete an application? We're common application exclusive. We need to see the essay as well. Your high school transcript, a letter of recommendation. We only require one, and that can come from a high school counselor or a teacher, but you're more than welcome to submit another. The optional short responses, and again, test scores. For those who do submit test scores on the ACT, we fall at a 30 to a 34. And for the SAT, we fall at a 1340 to a 1480 on the 1600 scale. We have several rounds of decision. Early decision is November 1st. Early action is November 1st. Early action is non-binding. So you will also find out the same day as early decision, but you won't have to respond to us until May 1st of 2023. Whereas early decision, you have to respond way earlier than that, and it's also a binding agreement. We also have priority performance for our students who are interested in studying theater or dance. Dance is not a major, it's not a minor for them, it's only a major. And I like to describe it as an opportunity for our students who have never dreamt of becoming anything else but a dancer their whole entire lives. And it's for students who are looking to join a dance company right after graduation. And then we also have regular decision, which is a deadline of January 1st. We have financial aid. We have both merit-based aid and need-based aid. Like many of my colleagues, merit-based aid is just coming from your merit, and there's nothing extra that you have to do. But need-based aid, we do need to see the FAFSA and the CSS profile, and those documents need to be in by your prospective deadline that you are applying for. Tuition is about $54,000. Room and board is about $21,000. Please don't let the sticker price scare you. 90% of enrolled first-year students do receive some sort of aid, and that money is yours, so long as you keep up with the requirements and the GPA needs for that specific scholarship at Fordham. And then, of course, if you would like to get an estimate as to what your total cost of attendance will be, we do have a financial aid calculator. It is fairly honest, so as long as you are being honest with the calculator, so please use your best judgment when putting in numbers into the calculator. That is Fordham. I think from the whole presentation, I hope you all understand that, our location in New York City really does give our students an untapped advantage. We have a saying that, New York is my campus, but Fordham is my school. Our students are doing internships in between classes. Our students are constantly engaging in, the museums on Fifth Avenue or downtown. They're engaging in the community aspect. Our Gabelli School of Business students, for example, they will do volunteer work in the Bronx and help prepare taxes for residents of the Bronx that may not have the knowledge to do so themselves. So that's Fordham. We hope that you all are interested in applying. I do offer interviews to students at St. Ignatius in the fall, so I look forward to meeting you all then. Thank you all so much and have a great night.
I'd just like to thank everyone for those wonderful presentations. I'm sure the students thoroughly enjoyed receiving all that wonderful information. We have come to the end of our programming, so thank you everyone for joining us. When you close this window, there will be a link to a very quick 5-question survey, and we appreciate any feedback you can provide to us. We also encourage you to go back out to the schedule and sign up for more sessions. There are 2 more hours up next, so lots of information to be heard. And you'll also afterwards find this session's recording as any other recordings from this evening at strivescan.com/Ignatius. Again, thank you for joining us. Have a great evening.